We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns.
Let's go, let's go! Go! 180! 57. Hey, come on, now, come on, now. Check three, check three. Switch. Alert, 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 alert. What? Twitch.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Hey, hey, watch this, watch this. Alert, 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 alert.
Looking to throw on second down. Trubisky got an open man. It's Ratley. And, oh, right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
and it is cold,
and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. They'll set up a throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Watch safety creep. Ran, top. Safety's creeping.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. That is caught by Cohen. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up third down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
57 the mic. 57 the mic. Here I come.
On third down, Trubisky. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. And quick throw here, that's complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
At the 29-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but they definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
Set, ready. Take the Pittsburgh. Check cross, check cross. Line 7. Line 7.
Back to throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Two first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Going to give this time to the tailback. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And if you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
Yeah, they're hoping to do it consistently here.
Let's get out the field, defense.
Now a handoff looking right. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 42. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 42-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second and 9 now. Open man here is Gentry. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
56 to Mike. 56 to Mike. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
They'll look to throw here. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
Check 56. Right here. Check.
Now they try the right side here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now back to throw. This is caught. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
To number 89. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh.
Ready? Mike 51. Mike 51.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started, and things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Alert, 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 alert. 49, Check 49. Check 49. Check, check. Fresno. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Man, up. 26, check 26. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Get up! 180! Red, up! Hey, Charlie! 57's the mic, rock 57. Check tight end, check tight. Check tight. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Alert flare, alert flare. Red, up!
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go. At their own 38-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And the Steelers on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll drop the throw. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
We play to win. Let's go.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think
did.
you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Move. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
It's out
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Trubisky to throw. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Mike 56. Mike 56. Hey, tight down. There you go.
They'll look to throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Who that? Hey, Delta. 57's Mike. Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
From the 27, Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hey, Alpha.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the 2nd half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. This will be fielded at the 8.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
56, Mike 56.
They'll set up to throw, and he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the third phase, but you see here it can be the first phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
Hey, turn it up, turn it up. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Ran, talk.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. Gets this to his running back, Jordan Howard. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it a second down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Get up, 180. 57 to Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that behind.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. O.J. Howard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns get a score closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
The Steelers take over
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
Set, hut. 18 data. Here we go.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
On the double. Wide 7. Too low, duck, duck. You gotta get moving, man. Man, move it. You gotta get that.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Time is a run. Come on. You better bring it. Mike 7. Mike 7. Hey, pick your game up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57. Hey, defense, let's go. Check 24, check 24. Shoot. Check the backer.
Here's Trubisky. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go, D.
They try and run on 1st down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. And that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 33-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Mike 7. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
And it's 3rd down.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. He'll drop to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start with a give to Cohen. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
This is Cohen, and he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
We own them. Under 10. Hey, ball.
Now Trubisky to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. That's caught by Howard. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, let's go. Check, Mike 57, Mike 57. Here we go. Check. Lock in. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Slam.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Hey, high 7. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Alert. Shit.
Now Trubisky. Open man here is Foster. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep, find some space, and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
First down, a run with Cohen. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. They try again with Cohen. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. The Browns on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now it's Trubisky looking for the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
We got 3. We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Hey, I need one over here. I need one over here.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. He finds Beckham complete. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down. Trubisky now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. And he's going to go down, sacked right around the 17.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. 50.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Come on. It's our field. It's our field.
Hey, alert.
57. Mike, 50.
Now it's Trubisky. Got an open man. It's Ratley. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
The Steeler defense, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Tariq Cohen with touchdown number 20 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
At their own 9-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. He'll have a 1st down and more past the 20. And he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time. A big hitter there from deep in their own territory.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10.
You better be afraid of me.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play.
Let's go one more. Yep, go. I got you.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And down to the 29-yard line. And he will be taken down, but not before he gets this to the Browns' 29-yard line. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Steelers, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.